Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about the Milk Makeup Holographic Highlight and the dupe that I found for it, because the dupe is one of the eyeshadows in this amazing palette and I am completely obsessed with it. So if you want to see my take on how to get a holographic highlight on the cheap, then keep watching. So I'm just gonna get this out of the box because I have already unboxed it and I have a swatch video and a review video. I'll link it up here if you want to see it. These colors are absolutely stunning. I love this palette. I feel like this was one of my best buys in eyeshadow, or like even across the board in makeup ever. I am so excited about it. And can you already tell what color I'm saying is a dupe for the Milk Makeup Highlight? This white one. Iman looks really stark white in the palette, but I assure you it has so many layers of colors into it. Like, that's the one thing I noticed even in my initial video. It was like a prism, the way it like reflected the colors, you know. So when I look at it, let me swatch it for you actually. So I'm just going to dip in my finger. I'm dipping it in pretty heavily. As you can see, this palette does have quite a bit of fallout, but I'm just going to swatch that for you. Looking at it like that, like in the monitor, I can see that it does look pretty stark white. But once I blend it out, you actually do start to see a bit of blue undertones, a bit of purple undertones, maybe the slightest pink undertones. I don't know. It's not holographic to like the true nature of the word. It's not like blue, green, red, yellow all at once, no. But it is as close to holographic as highlighters have gotten so far. And I am really impressed by this. I feel like this is the way to glow to the gods, like the day you want to glow to the gods. Like, this isn't an office look, obviously. This is way too intense to go to the office with, but something like this, if you're going clubbing, if you just want to have a holographic day, you know, you definitely need something like this. And one thing I absolutely love about this entire palette, $28. Milk Makeup, the holographic highlighter, the one shade, $28, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself on the screen. But what's the point of spending so much money on just one product when you can spend it and get so many beautiful products? Actually, I've been eyeing this gold color at the end. I've never used it as a highlight, but I do think it would be super gorgeous as just this metallic, metallic bronzy, like, I don't even know. I just feel like this color can literally make you feel like a queen, you know? So maybe I will be trying this as a very subtle highlight someday, but yeah, I just wanted to show you that there are multiple options. And one thing that I do like to use, even before I got this palette and discovered Iman, I did like to use my other eyeshadows as highlighters. So that's just a small tip in case you are looking for highlighters to use and you don't really want to spend the money and get something. It's so easy to just use a light shimmery shadow and go in with a very light hand, and you will have your highlight and still look glowing, but you know, still look sane. The holographic highlight is not for people who want to look sane. This is for when you want to arrive and make a statement. But yeah, if you are like me and you like that, then go for it, 100%. Let's jump into the demo. So this is the palette. I'm going to go into Iman, which is this stark white looking color, and I'm going to use my finger on this side and a brush on this side just to show you the kind of payoff that you can get with either one. So I'm just going to dab my finger in just a few times, and look at that. The color payoff is already absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to go into this side of my face. So now I'm just building it on to show you that you can layer on the product on top. I actually really do like using my finger over the brush because I feel like it's easier to control where the product goes, you know? So you can actually decide how far you want to take it, as opposed to the brush, which ends up picking up too much product, I found. But we shall give it a shot and we shall see. So now I'm just tapping this into my foundation. And you know, one thing that I love about this one over the Milk Makeup one is that the Milk Makeup one is like creamy and it's a very oily texture from what I've seen in the reviews. So that means that it does pick up the foundation underneath as you are laying it down, which is a bit of a problem. Even if you use a brush, the oiliness kind of mixes in with the foundation, as opposed to using a powder like this, like an eyeshadow or a highlighter or whatever, like a normal powder highlighter. Because I feel like this one is just so much easier to blend. It just sits on top and it really sets into the face, you know? And we have a blinding strobe. I am completely in love with this. I know this isn't most people's style, so I will be buffing this out just to show you that it can be a more wearable look. But now I'm going in with my Real Techniques contour brush. and I'm just tapping it very, very gently into that product, like very, very little, because I do want it to be built as opposed to just laying it down strong, you know? Do you see how diffused it goes onto the face? It is kind of going on patchy because I'm trying not to pick up too much product. So I do have to lay it down in one area and blend it out, and then lay it down in another area and blend it out. But that's better than it just coming off as too much, you know? See, like here, the intensity has gone up like 1,000 because I've like pressed down my brush a bit harder. But now I'm going onto the clean side and just buffing that away. So my highlight looks a bit insane. So you see, like, if you do it this way and you do go in a bit too heavy-handed, the beauty is you can just take the brush or sponge or whatever that you use for your foundation and just buff away the excess, you know? But I did want to do it a bit excessively to show you that this color, it's not just stark white, that there is some holographic tendencies to it. Like in the mirror, I can see a bit of purple, a bit of bluish, like a pinkish tint. It's a very holographic highlight, and I absolutely love this result. I mean, this is perfect. Well, my face kind of looks a fool a bit because I think I've brought it a bit too far forward. So I'm just going to blend out whatever's next to my nose. And you see, like that, the product is actually disappearing using my foundation brush. So you don't actually have to worry about doing too much because it's easy to fix, you know? That's one other advantage that I have with this over a cream product, is that the powder is easier to just dust off and blend away, you know, to like sort of diffuse. Like, do you see how diffused this side now looks? As opposed to a cream where you'd be struggling to like lift the cream on top but not lift your foundation. Like, it's an issue, you know? Now I'm just buffing this in to make it look a little more natural. And you see, it already looks so much better. Like, it's not the straight lines that it was initially. So I would definitely advise go in with your finger and then buff it out with a brush. And voila, you have your gorgeous holographic highlight. One thing that I am definitely taking from this Sephora holographic video that I saw the other day, the guy advised that you should not use a blush with this, and I have tried it on with a blush and it looks completely clownish because this highlight in itself is so strong and like bold and out there that you don't really want to pile on the products onto your face. So all you can see on my face right now is my foundation, obviously, and then a slight contour here. So I did do a very gentle contour just so it can have like, so it can complement the look without overwhelming it. So this is my highlight. I'm actually going to take some on my nose, maybe down the bridge of my nose as well. But for that, I will be using a brush. Sorry, here we are. I will be using a brush with very little product because I don't really want to go down the bridge of my nose with my finger. I always have trouble highlighting like my upper lip, so I'm not even going to do that this time. Especially since I think my nose looks absolutely fantastic. And you know, the beauty of this is that you can actually use it to highlight underneath your brow bone. So I'm going to do that as well. And voila, I'm going to turn down my lights just so you can see it a bit clearer and actually get the full effect of the holographic highlight that I am completely obsessed with. Please see some of the multicoloring right now because I absolutely love this result. I 100% recommend this. I have no complaints. I have nothing bad to say about it. The Saharan palette by Juvia's is definitely something that I recommend. I feel like there's so many uses to get out of this that, I mean, overlooking it is pretty damn foolish, you know? And plus you get to save, like, I think this one holographic color highlight alone in the Milk makeup is about $28. Here, it's part of the package, and I paid $28 for the entire palette. And the palette is part of what I've used on my eyes, along with the Nubian 2, and I absolutely love this. The eyeshadows are amazing. I will link my video review up here in case you want to see it. I think this is definitely a palette worth getting. You can use it in so many ways. I think I'll just keep the lighting at this so that, you know, there's no confusion. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know if you found it helpful in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, of course, and I will see you in my next video.